tapasya in the dham. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati chanted 3 lakh names for 10 years. Prabhupada, he stayed in Vrindavan for 12 years before going to America. Brahma, before creating, he for 3,65,000 years, he did tapasya because he had a bigger job of creating the whole universe to get the mercy of Krishna. So after 3,65,000 years, Brahma captured the Lord in his heart and the Lord became very pleased. So the Lord Krishna, he appeared in the heart of Brahma and the Lord was very pleased by Brahma. That is why the Lord did not come alone. The Lord actually came with all his Vaikuntha. He revealed the whole Vaikuntha to Brahma on the top of that lotus. Brahma found himself in Vaikuntha. He was sitting on the top of the lotus. But Brahma could see the whole Vishnu Lokas. He saw everyone in the Vishnu Loka has beautiful lotus eyes. Everyone has 4 hands. Everyone was wearing yellow pitambara dhotis. And everyone was very happy. Nobody, no disease, no death, no janma, no mrityu, no roga. Everyone was happy, the blissful body. No need to wear spectacles because there were no numbers. Everyone got divine vision. No defects. There were no defects in the body, in the Vishnu Loka. Everyone had special aeroplanes. All the Vaikuntha Vasis, they see the aeroplane. They have their own aeroplane and the advantage is that there is no petrol, no diesel, no costs. And another bigger advantage is you don't have to, you can fly. Swan aeroplanes, swan-like aeroplanes. And I will tell you one more thing. If I will tell you this, then you will want to go to Vaikuntha, not to Goloka. Battery is over. You can get the adapter. So, in Vaikuntha, all the Vaikuntha Vasis, they had beautiful wives. Their own divine consorts. They were flying with their wives in the beautiful aeroplanes. And their wives were like Lakshmi herself. Though Lakshmi is sitting with Vishnu, serving. But since all the residents are just like Vishnu, so all the ladies are also just like Lakshmi. So they would fly in aeroplanes, they would come to see Vishnu, they would come to see the Lord, and they would have, and if they would desire, let there be a palace, the palace would come. You just have to desire in Vaikuntha. Give me mango, immediately mango will come. Everything is Kalpa Vriksha in Vaikuntha. People, nobody walks in the ground, everybody flies. Every walk is a dance. And every word is a song. In Vaikuntha. It is so blissful. So Brahma, he saw the beautiful Vaikuntha, he was so enamored, so enchanted. He was singing Vaikuntha and everybody singing the husband and wife, they also were together. Otherwise you can get the spy card. It is not good. Spy card has the... So in Vaikuntha, husband and wife, both of them together, their only duty was both of them would sing the glories of Lord Vishnu. Because there was no cooking to do. So, come, halwa would come. Kheera, lemon rice, everything would come. And that also prasadam, not ordinary. So all the wives were free. And all the husbands, no job. Nothing. So whole day and whole night they would simply glorify the Lord, become absorbed and sing His transcendental qualities. The attraction, the attachment between husband and wife was because God, the Lord was in the center. Both of them were attached to the Lord more. So Brahma could see everything. He could see Lord Narayan. He was seated on the throne. And with Narayan was Nanda, Sunanda, Prabala, Arhana. So many other associates were serving the Lord. And they were intoxicated by seeing the divine face of the Lord. They did not even want to look somewhere else. See, they were fanning the Lord. Some maid servants are massaging his lotus feet. And Nanda, Sunanda are fanning the Lord with the chamara in Vaikuntha. So, and all goddesses of fortune, Lakshmis, were serving him. And upon saying, Brahma was so happy, he started crying tears of love. And he offered his pranam. And he went to Lord Vishnu. And Lord Narayan was so happy, he took the hands of Brahma and gave him nice welcome. Come Brahma, come to Vaikuntha. I have showed you my Vaikuntha because you have pleased me very much by your devotion for 3,65,000 years. You have become very steady. And why I have brought to Vaikuntha? Because I am going to teach you the highest knowledge here by which you will be able to create this universe. So that highest knowledge was given by the Lord to Brahma in Vaikuntha, and that highest knowledge is known as the Chaturshloki Bhagavata. The whole Bhagavata was actually given to Brahma by the Lord in Vaikuntha in 4 shlokas only. And these 4 shlokas Brahma later expanded and told it to Narada. And Narada further expanded and told it to Vyasa. So the original Bhagavata is coming from Krishna himself. So that is the Chaturshloki Bhagavata, where all the knowledge of creation is there in these 4 shlokas in condensed form. So I will chant these shlokas, you can repeat after me. Aham eva samevagre Nanyad yad sat asat param Paschadaham yadetacha Yo vashishye somyaham. Brahma, it is I, the personality of Godhead, who was existing before creation, when there was nothing but myself, nor was there the material creation, the cause of this creation. That which you see now is also I, the personality of Godhead. And after annihilation, when everything will cease to be, only I will remain. So the first verse of Chaturshloki Bhagavata, Lord Krishna says, I am in the beginning, I am the middle, and I am the end. Even we now, we are talking, we are hearing, we are sitting, but we are actually also a tiny Shakti of Lord Krishna, only Atma. So actually one can say only Krishna is existing right now. Even the cupboards and thing, this is also by Bahiranga Shakti of Lord Krishna, Bhumi, Rapo, Jal, Vayu, Mano, Buddhi, Revacha, Ahankara, Bhinna Prakriti, that is his Bhinna Prakriti. And Atma is his Antaranga Prakriti. So Atma and Bahiranga, everything is Krishna only, actually speaking. In the middle of creation, in the end of creation, only Krishna will remain. So that is the first shloka. He wanted Brahma not to become proud that he is the creator. The second verse is Rite artham yat pratiyeta Na pratiyeta chatmani Tad vidyad atmano mayam Yatha bhaso yata tamaha. O Brahma, whatever appears to be of any value in this world, if it is without relation to me, it has no reality. No, it is my illusory energy, that reflection which appears to be darkness. So he is saying to Brahma that even Maya, which is my shadow, it is actually connected to me only. Because I am there, Maya is there. If I am not there, then Maya also will not be there. If the light is not there, will there be a shadow? No shadow. Because the light is there, shadow is there. So because Krishna is there, Maya is there. So everything is my energy, even though it is illusory energy. The third verse. Yatha mahanti bhutani bhuteshu chashvateshvanu pravishtanya pravishtani tatha teshu na teshvaham. O Brahma, please know that the universal elements enter into the cosmos and at the same time do not enter into the cosmos. Similarly, I myself also exist within everything created and at the same time I am out of everything. This is known as Achintya Bheda Bhed Tattva. That even though the Lord has created everything, the Lord is present in every atom, but still the Lord is enjoying in Goloka. He is not attached to this creation. He is present by his energies. He is there as well as he is not there. So, this is in Bhagavad Gita also the Lord explains elaborately. Etavad eva jigyasyam tattva jigyasunatmanaha anvaya vyatirekabhyam yat syat sarvatra sarvada. A person who is searching after the supreme absolute truth, the personality of Godhead, most certainly search for it up to this in all circumstances, in all space and time, and both directly and indirectly. So, one who is searching after Krishna, he has to search the whole of creation before actually reaching Krishna. Because Krishna is that single point from which the whole creation is coming. He is the source of the creation. So one has to actually pass through the whole of creation before one can actually. That is why Bhagavatam is talking about the Lord's creation, because by understanding the Lord's creation we can know the Creator properly. If I say, oh, this carpenter has created such a nice chair, he has made a nice curve, nice chair, then I will know the mentality of the carpenter. Oh, he must have worked like that, this way, that way. I can analyze the Creator from the creation. That is why the creation has been described in detail in the second and the third canto of the Bhagavatam. And this Chatushloki Bhagavata was spoken by Krishna to Brahma. And it's a very, very huge subject, this creation, which I think we will be able to take it up only tomorrow. Because so in that way Brahma was instructed about this knowledge, how to create, and he took this Chatushloki Bhagavat in the heart in the form of the seed mantras, and he came to this, he was in this universe and he created the whole of creation. But he told Krishna that, my dear Krishna, please grant me the benediction that I don't become proud, because so many living beings will come from my body. I should not start thinking that I am the creator. So please give me your kripa and mercy that I always remain. I understand that I am your instrument by your knowledge. So even great souls like Brahma don't want to become proud, because otherwise they lose the favor of Krishna, the Supreme Personality of God. So in that way, now we come to the pastime of Vidura. Shukdev Goswami is describing about the great sage Vidura, who travelled after Duryodhana threw him out. Vidura assumed the garments of a hermit, and he deliberately hid himself so that his relatives, if they find him travelling all over India, they will not come to know. So Vidura, as a normal sage, he travelled everywhere. Actually, Vidura was searching for Krishna because he was a great devotee of Krishna. But why did Vidura not go directly to Krishna in Dwarka? When Duryodhana threw him out, Vidura should have gone directly to Krishna, because ultimately Krishna is his goal in life. Everyone's goal is Krishna. But he did not go to Dwarka. He went first to other holy places. Ayodhya, Mathura, and all the different tirthas he travelled. His mind was fixed on Krishna, always thinking about Krishna. Why he did not go to Krishna is because he was feeling himself contaminated by the association of Dhritarashtra and Duryodhana. Because he associated with the wrong people, sinful people, he thought, I am not pure to actually approach Krishna in Dwarka directly. Let me perform some bhakti, some penance, let me travel, let me see the holy places, let me become purified. Because just like a liquor pot, if you remove the liquor but the scent of the liquor will not go. Similarly, if we have bad association in our life, we may give up that association, but the thoughts which have come in those associations, very difficult to go. So Vidura wanted to become pure. So Vidura was not affected. Vidura was like a lotus flower. He was in the mud, but he was not at all affected. But still he wanted to show us the example that how we should be careful about bad association which can destroy our bhakti. So he went to Prabhas, then he went to the banks of Saraswati, then he crossed Saurashtra and Gujarat, Saubira, Matsya, Kurunjala, and then ultimately Vidura arrived in the banks of the Jamuna, and there he saw the greatest devotee of Krishna who was sitting. What was his name? The greatest devotee of Lord Krishna in Dwarka, his name is Uddhava. Before Krishna, before the Yadus started destroying themselves, and before Krishna was going to disappear from this world, Krishna sent Uddhava away to Badrikashram to be with the devotees of Nar Narayan Rishi, so that Uddhava can go there and not feel the separation, because Uddhava cannot see Krishna going. Uddhava was so attached to Lord Krishna, he could not live without Krishna. All the Krishna's dress garlands he used to wear in the night. All the Krishna's clothes he used to wear. Krishna's food, whatever Krishna's Mahaprasadam, only he used to eat. Vidura would look like Krishna. By eating Krishna's Mahaprasadam, by dressing like Krishna, he became bluish. He would also look like Krishna. So when Uddhava went to the gopis, to the message of Krishna, in the beginning the gopis mistook him for Krishna. So very dear devotee of Krishna, Uddhava. So he was sent to Badrikashram, but before going to Badrikashram, he followed Krishna. He said, I will not go. I want to first hear from you. This is Vidura. He saw this pastime, instructing Dhritarashtra to perfect his life. And Dhritarashtra heard. So when Krishna told Uddhava to leave to Badrikashram, Uddhava said, no, my dear Lord, I cannot leave you. He followed Krishna, and Krishna walked a little bit, and then Krishna came and sat down below a banyan tree with his back resting to the banyan tree. So actually the banyan tree was a very young tree, it was not a very old tree. So the young banyan tree means that our universe is the youngest universe among all universes, smallest. And the Krishna resting the back against the tree, it means that Krishna's material manifestation is actually temporary and his spiritual manifestation is eternal. So he's sitting with his back to the banyan tree. And then when Uddhava came, immediately Krishna manifested 2 more hands, and he had 4 hands. He became Chaturbhuja. Yesterday we saw he wanted to pacify Bhima, he became Chaturbhuja. Now he wanted to instruct Uddhava, he became Chaturbhuja. 4 hands are included within 2 hands. Like that. Like Toyota is included within Mercedes. Somebody can say, when 1 crore rupees, 1 lakh rupees is included within 1 crore rupees. Similarly, Vishnu is included within Krishna. So Krishna can show Vishnu. 1 crore rupees person can give 1 lakh rupees anytime to anyone, right? One who has 1 crore can give 1 lakh. But one who has 1 lakh cannot give 1 crore. Similarly, Krishna can show his Vishnu form anytime. And here he manifested his 4 hands. And Uddhava bowed before the Lord. And Uddhava rested a little bit. He caught the feet of the Lord. And Uddhava is saying, my dear Lord, why are you leaving me? Why are you leaving me? Fortunately, one great Rishi, Maitreya Rishi, also was following them. And Maitreya Rishi was also fortunate to hear the Uddhava Gita, the divine teachings which Krishna instructed to Uddhava at this time. And Uddhava said, my dear Lord, those devotees who engage in your devotional service, dharma, artha, kama, moksha, they get as a byproduct. Ultimately they get pure love for you. So my dear Lord, you have previously explained to Brahma in Chaturshloki Bhagavata how to create the creation. Now you please explain to me the same thing in more detail. So Krishna gave the same knowledge to Uddhava. And Uddhava circumambulated Krishna after receiving that knowledge. But being separated from Krishna, he was so disturbed. He was like a fish out of water. And just to mitigate his distress, he went to Badrikashram. In that way, after hearing about the Bhagavata, and Vidura met Uddhava in the banks of the Jamuna, and Vidura told Uddhava that please describe to me the same knowledge which you got from Krishna. Vidura wanted to hear. But Uddhava said, no, I will not give you because it will be Maryada Vratikram. Just close to where I am sitting is the great sage. He is sitting. He is sitting under a cave. His name is Maitreya. He is elder than me in age. So you should go and receive the knowledge from him because he also heard. Maitreya was not actually a pure devotee, he was a Gyan Mishra Bhakta. He was Gyani, but after hearing the Krishna's instruction to Uddhava, he became Bhakta. So Maitreya has heard the same teachings from Krishna. So you go to Maitreya and you hear this Chaturshloki Bhagavatam. In that way, Vidura started crying in ecstatic love to see Uddhava going. Uddhava is still present now. Uddhava is staying in Naimisharanya. He is still, by the order of the Lord, he is still living in this world. Of course, on a subtle platform, we cannot see him with our mundane, material eyes. So in that way, at the mouth of the Ganga in Haridwar, this is the Haridwar, Vidura started these divine teachings, to receive these divine teachings from Maitreya about how Brahma created this creation in detail, explain the Chaturshloki Bhagavat in detail, which we will see tomorrow. Tomorrow will be very interesting. We will be seeing the birth and the death of Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu. Then we will be seeing, talking about the creation. Then we will be hearing the divine instructions of Kapila Dev to his mother Devhuti and Kardam Muni and his wife Devhuti, how they realized the Lord. And then we will be covering the 4th canto of Bhagavatam. Also tomorrow, 4th. So thank you very much for attending this katha with so much concentration. I think all of you also were hearing this like seriousness. So I'm sure this knowledge will enter into your heart and you will also get the required knowledge how to attain the Lord very soon. श्रीमद् भागवतम ग्रंथराज की जय। श्रीमद् भागवत सप्ताह महायज्ञ की जय। निताई गौर प्रेमानंद। प्रसाद भागवत प्रसाद। All the vibrations of the Bhagavad also gone in that prasad. So now you can accept the Mahaprasad. So that you don't have to go home and cook, so that you will come tomorrow.